find the domain of the rational functions fx 5 minus 3x over 2x plus 4 and another function. Okay, let's find the domain for the first function. Okay, domain means where this function is defined. This function is defined as long as we don't have 0 on the bottom, because something divided by 0 is undefined, so the bottom should not be 0. So let's find where the bottom becomes 0. So 2x plus 4 equals 0 when x equals, let's solve for x, subtract 4 from both sides, subtract 4, so we get 2x equals negative 4. Now divide by 2, so x equals negative 2. So x equals negative 2 makes the bottom 0. So domain for the first function, that will be all real numbers x such that x should not be equal to negative 2. X should not be equal to negative 2 because negative 2 makes the bottom 0. In interval notation, we write negative infinity through negative 2 union negative 2 to infinity. So everything negative infinity to positive infinity but negative 2. Or if you want to see on number line, negative infinity through positive infinity but negative 2. So negative infinity through negative 2 union negative 2 to infinity. Okay, so let's go for the second function. Same thing, this function is defined as long as the bottom is not 0. So we want to find the x values that make the bottom 0. So we have, let me use different color, x cubed minus 5x squared plus 6x. So this becomes 0 when, for what values of x? Let's find that. So we have got a trinomial. Looks like we can factor x out. That leaves x squared minus 5x plus 6 equals 0. Let's factor this because we are solving this equation for x outside, and this factors as a product of two binomials equals 0. So x squared x plus 6. So we want to make factors of 6 plus 6. So 2 times 3 is 6 to get plus, either plus plus or minus minus, but negative 5, so minus 2 minus 3. If you FOIL or multiply x minus 2 x minus 3, you will get x squared minus 5x plus 6. So we have a product of three things, x times quantity x minus 2 times quantity x minus 3 equals 0. So from this factor x equals 0, from this factor x equals 2, from this factor x equals 3. So x equals 0 or x equals 2 or x equals 3, these three values make the bottom 0 and this function undefined. So to find the domain of this function, all real numbers except these 3 points, or if we look at the number line, negative infinity through positive infinity, 0 should be removed, 2 and 3. Okay, so in terms of set notation, you can write down all reals x such that x cannot be equal to 0, 2 or 3. In terms of interval notation, we go negative infinity, so we are writing domain. Okay, negative infinity through 0 union 0 through 2 union 2 through 3 union 3 through infinity. Final.